Hi, hello, how are you? You're listening to I've Always Said That with your host, Brad, and we are back in Utah, Salt Lake City for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 2. Now, the premiere episode really just got stuck into it. Like, there was no messing about with these ladies. They just went full balls to the wall, and that's why we love them, honestly. So, where we left off at the end of last episode, they were going through a hike to find the polygamist crazy lady or something. I don't know. And it ended with all the canned footage of them being like, oh my god, we're gonna die! Ah! And this episode starts off with like, of course nothing happened. Like, what? And I'm like, that's so dumb. At least make it so like someone broke their ankle or something. Like, what do you mean? Give us something. But yeah, it was literally a cliffhanger for the sake of having a premiere cliffhanger. That was about it. Anyway, next morning they all sleep. There's not really a lot of notes about sleep. I'm like, I bet they didn't even sleep there, to be honest. They cut to them like cooking breakfast in the morning and everything. And why are they cooking steak for breakfast? Who has steak for breakfast? I am so confused. This is the most disaster of a trip on any Housewives I've ever seen. Like, what do you mean? Bronwyn trying to cook a steak in her like couture coat in the middle of the morning in a junkyard caravan park? Sorry? Okay, sure. So they're all sitting around, chomping away at their terrible, disgusting steaks. And Heather opens up about how her last kid is flying away from the nest. She's not fleeing. She's leaving the nest because she's going to college. And she opens up about how after her divorce, she had full custody of the kids. So it's just been her being the sole provider, sole mother for all her kids. And now the last one's about to leave. Bronwyn says, like, she's moved Gwen's boyfriend into their home to, like, just try and get more time with them. So, because she's not ready for Gwen to leave. And it kind of turns into this, like, argument between Bronwyn and Heather over literally nothing. I think like Bronwyn was trying to like relate to her especially after they had their little kayaking kumbaya moment last episode, and then she was just trying to be like, yeah, I see you, but Heather did not take it that way. I think Bronwyn is either very good or very bad at saying what she wants to say. So it was just turned into like another misunderstanding between the two. But it's really nice just having all the ladies like sitting around and actually like talk about something they can all relate to and having this like deep and meaningful without it being too much. Like Mary said like to Heather, I don't know how you did it, like dealing with just the one kid. I couldn't deal with 3 and I wouldn't have been able to do it without Robert Sr. as well. So props to Heather. I'm like, that's really nice, Mary. Mary, who are you? This is why we stand Mary Cosby. We stand Mary Cosby in this house. Okay? Anyway, they're heading home, and just to finish off this shit show of a trip, the RV gets stuck on the way out, and they all get out to push it, to literally push it. Except Mary, of course. Of course Mary's not pushing it. And she says, I'm not pushing nobody's RV. Real, Mary, real, okay? So now we finally get a first look at Lisa Barlow. I love that. Lisa, where have you been, Lisa? Where the hell have you been, Loca? I'm so happy Lisa is back on our screens. She catches up with Heather for lunch. And also the waiter's eyes. Hi, how are you today? Bulging out of his head. I cackled. I did indeed cackle. Insane. Anyway, so Lisa's like, what did you talk about? What did I miss out on? And Heather just lays it all out. Like, obviously, the whole trip was about Lisa, her not being there, and her lawsuits. Like, that was basically all they discussed. And she was like, Lisa's like, all the lawsuits have been dismissed. Like, Bronwyn is just being a little shit stirrer, basically. And then she's like, I live a very different life from all of you. And Heather's like, no, you don't. And Lisa's like, yes, I do. And it's like, she's just trying to prop herself up to be like, I don't even know if the main character of this series, but like the wealthiest, the best. She has the best things. Everything goes well for her. And it's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. She asked Heather, like, who else stood up for her, and she was like, Meredith stood up for her a bit at the start, but once it started getting, like, a bit crazy, Meredith was just Meredith, and she was quiet. And she starts crying about it, and I feel kind of bad. Like, if my friends weren't standing up for me and like fighting for me, then I would feel like shit as well, especially if you got all these lawsuits coming after you. Even if they are speculated to be dismissed, I'm like, I wouldn't want my friends defending me. Like, what the fuck? But then it's like she hasn't got clear-cut relationships with any of these women, even with Meredith. It's only just, like, coming back together. I'm surprised Heather's defending her as much as she is. Like, I don't know what's going on, but Lisa looks like a bit disheveled. Like, she looks beaten down, like she's been through the ringer. Like, she still looks gorgeous, of course, but I don't know. She's just missing that, a bit of flair in her eyes, you know? Also, her confessional look, I saw it go around online before I watched the episode. What is her eyes? Like, did her makeup artist just not do one of the eyes? They look uneven. I don't know if the lashes are just on uneven or something's happened, but she looks a bit of a mess. And I'm like, no, baby, no. Bronwyn and Whitney get together and go skiing to like debrief about the trip a little bit. A kind of an odd pairing, these two, I think. I don't know. I just don't see... Well, I mean, Bronwyn's bringing the drama a little bit, but it's all just like Lisa-centered. So anyone that's not Lisa-centered in the friend group that's on screen, it's a bit like, okay, well, of course they're just going to talk about her. There's actually texts where Lisa acknowledges the debts that she's owed about what the lawsuits are about, and that she also didn't want John to know, which of course Lisa denies. And Whitney's like, oh, is this the mystery man that Angie brought up in the reunion last year that like pays for her Amex and like her lip filler and everything? And it's like, that's what we're led to believe. And I'm like, okay, the pieces are coming together. Now, cut to Mary's having a moment with her son, and they're just like, he says he's at a standstill. And I'm just sitting there and I'm watching this scene, and I'm like, why does he seem like he's in such a haze? Like, when we saw him, like, when did we see him last? We saw him just before he went into rehab last season. And obviously, like, he was on whatever he was on, or coming down, or whatever he was going through at the time. But I'm, like, watching him now, I'm like, why does he seem like he's on something now? And I felt terrible thinking it. But then he's like, oh, because I'm just so isolated. Like, I'm obviously not spending time with the friends I was, like, doing drugs with and everything. So I've got no stimuli. So I'm getting stimuli from bad sources. And the way Mary's head just, like, cocks, like, eh. And she's being so calm, like, props to her. She's like, and what sources might they be? And he's like, food. And I'm like, food? Like, okay, yeah, sure. That's a bit of a cop-out. And then he's like, and drugs. And I'm like, oh, my guy, no. What do you mean? And Mary's like, what drugs? And he's like, it turns out he was just smoking a bit of weed. And I get it, like, that is not helpful to the situation whatsoever. Like, he's really fucking going through it, the poor kid. And now he's got, like, none of his friends in his corner. I wonder where the wife is in all of this. Like, is he still married? Someone needs to, like, go look at his hands. He's got a wedding ring on. Well, I guess he never would have worn a wedding ring if Mary didn't know about the marriage for a year. So I wonder if they're still together, and if she was part of the problem. I mean, surely, right? Like, if they're married and they spend all their time together, like, speculation, of course, but, you know, it's hard. It's hard. I hope he gets through it. Okay, Bronwyn meets up with Mary. Mary? No, not Mary. Meredith. Fuck. And the first thing I notice is she's got the fuggliest bedazzled rainbow purse I've ever seen. Obviously, rainbow pride, yeah, all that shit. Fuck, it's so ugly. Like, it's so hideous, especially when you bedazzle it. I'm like, no, can we just do something else to show support? Like, because this is so hideous. But on the other hand, you've got that in Utah where it's Mormon, and I don't know how the gays are perceived over there. So, loud and proud, yeah, whatever. So they are having lunch together to try and just figure out if they're going to be friends or if they're just going to be polite to each other. The food looks fucking good. That was honestly one of the most things I got out of this conversation, because it was pretty dull in terms of, like, what actually came out of it. But Bronwyn was kind of just like, I felt like you misunderstood what I was trying to say, and I was trying to relate to you. And Heather's like, yes, but like, why can't you ever come across that way in group settings? It's only in like me and you. And then Heather's like, well, why did you bring up all that stuff against Lisa? Was it retaliatory? And I love what Bronwyn said, actually. It's like, it wasn't necessarily retaliation. It was more just meeting Lisa where she's at. And I'm like, oh, that's so cunty. I love it. That's so good. Like, because after the reunion, Lisa was just going on this Twitter rampage being like, Bronwyn's a snake. She's this, she's that. So Bronwyn's like, okay, well, I'm going to just play your game. If you're going to make me play it, let's go. And they're like, well, why is this affecting our relationship? And I'm like, you are a group of what, 6 or 7? If someone hates someone, that's going to affect everyone. You can't, it's not easy to just be like, oh yeah, like, you don't like my best friend, but I'm still going to be friends with you, even though you're fucking both bitching to me about what you do and everything, and I don't actually agree with what they're doing. And I'm like, this is too much. It's okay to not like each other and just argue. In fact, it's encouraged. So we'll see how these two end up, because I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go. They'll probably have this relationship throughout the season of like the will they, won't they? Will they be friends or won't they be friends? Ooh, I don't really care. I don't care about that relationship. Like, I'm not invested in it. So now we get to the pinnacle of the episode, the big social soiree. Oh, that was rude. The big social soiree of Utah. Everyone who is everyone is there. Like, all the housewives, and it's the first time Lisa is going to be with everyone this season. Lisa walks in. The look on everyone's faces says it all. They're like, they know shit's about to go down. Everyone knows shit's about to happen, especially after all the combos they had at the RV park. Heather's excited to see her, though, so they're chatting and everything, and they're just like, yeah. Also, Lisa's hair looks darker. I wonder if it's a bit darker or if it's just the lighting. I don't know. It's kind of giving more Tisha Adams. I like it. Like, it's good. But I think, is it different? Or am I just losing my mind a little bit? I don't know. I may be losing my mind. Meredith and Lisa are talking, and they're kind of getting into the gist of what happened. And then Brittany interrupts, and it's like, oh my God, hey, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say hi. But also, Bronwyn did all this, and sorry, I'm gonna stop talking like that. That's so annoying. And Angie compared you to Jen Shaw. And that's like the nuclear bomb that gets dropped in the episode. And Lisa, you can tell she's like losing her mind. So she goes right up to Angie, which I'm like, you know what? Respect. Go to the source, figure it out, and talk it out. Probably argue, and we'll see what happens. Lisa is immediately yelling. And I'm like, why are you yelling? There is no need to be yelling right now. Like, stop it. You're at a party. Everyone is looking at you. Are you not embarrassed? This is embarrassing. Get it together. Bronwyn interjects, and she's like, starts talking. And Lisa's like, no, you're dismissed. And I'm like, oh, you're dismissed? That's so fucking crazy. And it comes to Bronwyn in the confessional, and she's like, I'm dismissed? I think what you would like to be dismissed is those lawsuits against you. And I'm like, oh, this is juicy. This is so juicy. And also, then it just cuts to all the husbands, and they're asking Jared, it's like, are you in love with Brittany, or do you just love Brittany? And he's like, I love Brittany, but I'm not. And I'm like, this is wildly different conversations we're having, but also, of course, Jared doesn't fucking love her. Like, are you kidding? Anyway, back to the girls. And Lisa pulls out this insult that I have just never thought I would hear. She's like, you gout dick sucker. And I'm like, sorry? Sorry? Gout dick sucker? What does that even mean? Cuts to Whitney in the confessional. She's like, I thought gout was in the feet. I didn't know you could get it in your dick. What? She's like, yeah, because you get your husband, you like have sex with your husband to pay all your bills. And Bronwyn's like, yes. Well, I made this joke to you once, like 8 years ago, and now you're bringing it up to try and use it against me. And I'm like, yeah, I can see someone making that joke. It's like, oh, I have to have sex with my husband to like make up for all my shopping bills. It's like, that's like a funny joke said in jest over like your spending habits, like whatever. And it's very clear Lisa's trying to bring that up as ammo against Bronwyn. And I'm like, that's a bit petty. It's a bit like ridiculous. And Bronwyn brings up the guy paying for Lisa's Amex card. And she's like, it's in the court case. And she's like, it is not in the court case. It is not in the court case. The editors are shady because they bring up the court case and highlight that the man paying for the Amex card. And I'm like, oh, this is tea. This is so much tea. The editors are not on Lisa Barlow's side. This is crazy. Lisa's coming across deranged. Like, she's yelling. She's just going at it. And it's insane. She's like, oh, yeah, Bronwyn, you said you don't love your husband and now you do. And Bronwyn's like, well, yes, I have up and down in my marriages like everybody else does. It's a part of life. She's handling herself so well. And Lisa is just losing her fucking mind. And I'm like worried for her. I'm like, Lisa, are you okay? Are these lawsuits actually like real? Like, what's going on, my love? And then it ends with her being like, you are such a pig. And I'm like, what? Why are we calling people pigs? Why are you calling them a pig? I'm so perplexed. I'm a perplexed piggy. Wow. This is too much going on. Bronwyn and Lisa, I don't think are ever going to get... Apparently they were good friends before the show. Whether that's real or not, or just a matter to have brought Bronwyn onto the show in the first place, I don't know. But they're not getting along, and I don't see them getting along anytime soon. So the episode ends there, and I'm like, this is insane. The way these ladies are going at each other and what they're saying to each other in front of a room full of people that are supposedly their friends and like distinguished people in the area. Embarrassing. So embarrassing. Do I support it? Absolutely. Give me more. Give me more. This is the shit I signed up for. Lisa Barlow, I am so happy you're back. You're the villain that I love to hate. I support you. But I do have to give it to Bronwyn. She's holding her own. She's not throwing back the craziness that Lisa's throwing at her. Is she meeting at her where she's at? Yes. So you know what? I'm going to give the point to Bronwyn. Point Bronwyn. Yes. Absolutely. Also, side note, Meredith, was she even present in this episode once again? Said absolutely fucking nothing. So I'm keen to see where this goes, how this unfolds, and more about the lawsuits. We saw in the sneak peek for next episode, Lisa's got all these like blow up posters of all the lawsuits with like dismissed labeled across it. And I'm like, this is going to be good. This is the kind of outrageous just shit that I am so ready for. I love these women. I'm so glad they're back in my life. Let me know your thoughts on how you think these first two episodes have gone so far and how you think these ladies are going to end up towards the end of the season, because I know I'm loving the drama. Remember to follow us on Instagram at I'vealwayssaidthat.pod and also on TikTok at I'vealwayssaidthat.pod. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me and lets me know that you're loving what I'm putting out there. This is I've Always Said That with your host, Brad. Thank you. You're welcome. I love you. Bye.